So, a little update on the Discovery. It's all been going well until the other day when I had a slight issue. I went out to move it to get into the garage and turned ignition on, held the start button down as usual to start the truck, and it turned over, I should think, the engine half a revolution and just stopped. I then turned the ignition off, tried again, but there was nothing. So I had a little thing, and I know the electrical systems on a Discovery 3 are very sensitive to the voltage of the battery, etc. So it only had a cheap battery fitted to it, nothing of great quality. So I just assumed it would be the battery is not any good. So I took the battery off the Defender, got some jump leads, tried jump starting it, no difference at all. Still wouldn't go. Unfortunately, I didn't take a video of what it was doing or not doing. So I ordered a new battery, went and picked it up, fitted it, a UASA, however you pronounce it, so a decent quality one. It's quite a lot of money. Pushed the start button as normal, still didn't go. So a bit of head scratching. My father-in-law has got seems to be a fairly decent quality scanner that works quite well, so needed to use that anyway to tell the BMS that it's had a new battery fitted. So we've done that, tried pressing the start button again, nothing. So we scanned it and it came up with a total of 15 faults. To be fair, being a Discovery, I didn't think that was too bad. My old man once took a Discovery 3 to a Land Rover dealer, had that scanned, and that came up with 50 faults, and they told him that he's got a good one with only 50 faults. So 15, I was pretty impressed. They arranged for various things, but we deleted the whole lot, hoping that it will then come up with a fault. And straight, all of them deleted except for one, which was to do with LIN bus A. LIN, for people who don't know, sends data signals, and you can control speeds of pumps, etc. like that, depending on the signal that goes down the wire, and that goes to the alternator. So we tried starting it again, still nothing, but it came up with another fault to do, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was or exactly what it said or what the code was, but it came up generator something, as you can probably see on the screen now, which is the alternator. A bit of googling and looking on forums, as one of the joys about having a Land Rover is you're not the first person to have every single fault. No doubt there are lots of people that have already had every single fault that you could possibly get, and it's usually documented on how they fixed it. So looking on a forum, they said about the LIN wire coming from the alternator that goes to the ECU pin 30, I believe, off the top of my head. This car in question had just had some work done, or an alternator replaced or something like that, so they just assumed that the wire got damaged. They replaced the wire going from the alternator to the ECU and it fired up, but it only fired up the once. They then tried it again, nothing. No matter what they did, once again it would not start. So a bit further down through the thread of comments, it said it turned out to be the earth wire. So just to test the earth on mine, we got some jump leads on the battery and connected it to a metal part on the engine. Jumped in, pushed the button, burst straight into life. So it's obviously an earth fault. The earth strap on these, after a little bit of research, is behind, or just by the airbag for the driver's side front suspension. So with it running, I jacked it up on the suspension, some axle stands underneath it, just so, you know, in case it drops, it doesn't drop on me or anybody. I took the arch line, the inner arch liner out, which means removing the headlight. I took the outer arch line, you know, the arch trim off, headlight out, and so I could get the inner arch liner out. Bit of a pain, but the earth wire is sitting there, and I'll show you in this picture. It's not a lot of good. And then I touched it, and I gave it a bit of a twist, and the end came off. So that earth wire goes from the body to the chassis, and then it goes to the right-hand engine mount. We needed to use the car quite desperately. You know, don't use this all the time. I've got a daily car. The missus has got a car. Her car has gone in for an MOT, so we needed to use the Discovery as well. So I made up just to check that it was that the fault was just that little section of the earth wire where the ring turbine had come off, broken off. I put a jump lead on there, and then I put the other end of the jump lead onto the stud where it should be attached. Pushed the button, and it fired up. So it's pretty safe to say that was the fault. So I cut up a old jump lead, 3 sections of wire, so it's got a nice meaty amount of copper going through as a temporary fix. Crimped a couple of ring terminals on the end, and fitted it back into the position where the original earth strap was. At some point I will purchase a new proper earth strap and fit it from the body to the chassis and then onto the engine mount. But for now it seems to be sorted. So anybody that suddenly has a Discovery which doesn't start, it's alright scanning it, but it can cause all sorts of issues by not having a good earth line. I know a Discovery 3 from previous experience is very susceptible to voltage change, so you always got to make sure you've got a decent battery, decent alternator. I was told any electrical problems where there's multiple little niggly things wrong with it, put a new battery on it, alternator, and then go from there. So at the moment it seems to have sorted the starting issue on mine, so hopefully this video will come in handy for somebody else that's got a similar problem, and it fixes it for them as well, rather than having to go through diagnostic things and expensive dealer labour, etc. to sort that car out.